Away we go, the Monday edition. Mr. Irrelevant, Alex Strouf, Josh DiMaggio, Will Sommers with you. I had a weekend, I think would be fair to say. It was an eventful one. In some capacities, it was uneventful in others. Probably the most eventful, though, Friday night. So as we know, if you are a member of the MIA, if you've hung out with us in the last week, you are aware of my NFL Combine, the second annual Mr. Irrelevant Combine. Last year, it went poorly for the three-cone drill that was viewed over 10 million times across platforms on the internet. Well, this year, also going very poorly, as the bench press attempts that I did on Thursday have now been seen over 5 million times on the internet across platforms. And like last year, I mean, this is almost like the great unifier. Everybody looks at me attempting to be athletic and goes, what the hell's wrong with that guy? And last year, we had Tucker Kraft on the show. And I said to Tucker Kraft, by the way, you remember you shared that video. That was me. And that's occurred again, except it wasn't Tucker Kraft this time. It was the quarterback of the Bears, Caleb Williams, who retweeted Friday night somebody saying, this is who makes fun of my QB for painting on his nails, LMFAO. And Caleb Williams gives that a retweet. Couple of things. I don't know that I've ever specifically made fun of his nails.
Not in front of me.
I don't know that I've, in fact, ever really mentioned them outside of asking Packers fans what they would write on his nails, but that's not making fun of him. So I, today, feel personally victimized by the quarterback of the Bears, Caleb Williams. I feel as if Caleb Williams is bullying me. And I have been torched on social media all weekend, Josh, via bullying. I've been bullied all weekend.
Yeah.
And I spent my time wisely to do a little research over the weekend.
Okay.
Caleb Cares Foundation. That would be Caleb Williams Foundation, the Caleb Cares Foundation. Are you aware what his foundation does, Josh?
No, but if I were to guess, it's anti-bullying.
You would be spot on. Caleb Cares is an anti-bullying foundation founded by Bears quarterback Caleb Williams, who bullied me over the weekend. And what I have here, Josh, for you, one for you. Go ahead and take that.
Just drop it. Thank you.
And I've got one as well. It is the Caleb Cares Anti-Bullying Pledge, which reads, I, Alex Strouf, pledge to stand up to bullies and be a friend to those who are being mistreated in person and online.
I feel like we should underline that online portion.
I'm going to read that one more time. I, Alex Strouf, pledge to stand up to bullies and be a friend to those who are being mistreated both in person and online. I will use my voice when someone is being bullied or find a trusted adult, Josh, that's you, if I'm in a situation that I cannot handle alone. Everyone deserves to feel safe and respected, and I will do my part to create a kind and inclusive environment. By using my superpowers of courage and kindness, I will help create a world where bullying is not tolerated and everyone feels accepted for who they are. By signing this pledge, I join Caleb Williams' team of superheroes fighting bullying. But in fact, Josh, I'd like to take this a step further. I want to be the bigger person despite the fact that I was bullied and personally victimized by the quarterback of the Chicago Bears over the weekend. I'm going to go ahead and send $10, which represents the number of the best quarterback in the NFC North.
Just careful you're not showing any credit card numbers or
I'm
anything.
not. We're all right.
Yeah, wait, why did it only say $5? Cheaping out.
So I am going to donate $10 to Caleb Cares Foundation for anti-bullying. And I would hope maybe Will, maybe Josh, you guys would be on board and also donate $10 to Caleb Cares. And MIA, you're more than welcome. You can Google Caleb Cares. It takes you to PayPal to send $10 representing Jordan Love. And if you want to write a note for Alex Strouf or for bullying Alex Strouf, I want to be the bigger person today. So I am going to not only join Caleb Williams' team of superheroes fighting bullying both online and in person, I am going to monetarily back that up with a $10 donation to Caleb Cares.
I think that's a great move for you. I do have one question.
Yes.
How many of the children that signed up for the Caleb Cares and signed this pledge do you think could bench 95 pounds?
Several. All right, I went through. I sent $10 to Caleb Cares.
That was good.
I just got another text from Tony C., who works for Tony Cartagena from the Thanalysis Show. He has donated $10 to Caleb Cares. We are starting a movement of anti-bullying today, folks, on the MIA, because I have been personally victimized by not only Caleb Williams, but really a lot of the internet all weekend, and I think it's time we use this for good. I take all the bad that was my Twitter mentions and my Twitter DMs. I'm going to be the bigger person, and I want the MIA, Joshy, Will, everybody that's listening or watching to hear this and join me in donating $10 to Caleb Cares as we do good for anti-bullying culture in the United States. Will, you said something. It might be Chicago Bears quarterback. It might be in Illinois, but you said something to me earlier today that really struck a nerve. You said...
The bullying thing?
Yeah.
Bullying has no borders?
Bingo. Bullying has no borders.
I will be donating $18.
That's fine.
Because I want to donate more than you.
Yeah, I was going to say, way to one-up me. Josh, are you in?
Yeah, of course. I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to be donating. I'm looking at it right now.
Just make sure the link wasn't made by Strouf in an effort to, profit from himself.
I see Caleb Cares for Kids.
Yeah, so it will bring you to, I believe it's calebcares.org, but let me double-check that real quick. CalebWilliams13.com, and then it'll bring you to the foundation. Yes, calebcares.org, and right up top you can click donate. Calebcares.org.
I do know, I'm sure he probably actually believed that you were a guy who said something about his nail painting, and thus it was bullying, but you don't fight bullying with bullying back. The pledge tells us that.
That's exactly right.
And nowhere does it say, if you get bullied, bully someone back.
Right, that's what the pledge says.
Even though some of our fathers might have told us that in the back. If you get punched, punch back.
Punch back, yep.
Not always the sagest of advice. I do find that interesting to be his place to go in the way he acted. And I know it's a retweet. It's a flippant press of a button, but...
It's still flippant.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I used that word right.
Nope.
It's still an act, though.
Yes.
It was still an act that he decided to do.
He wasn't the one saying these are the guys that bullied me for painting my nails. Like, he didn't actually give a response. He just pressed the retweet button.
Exactly.
And I don't even know if it was actually him, to be fair. But whoever's there needs to know.
You think it's a LaMelo Ball situation? Outrun it?
Yeah, I think that's just most athletes, don't you, at this point?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty few and far between.
So that was my weekend, the combine fallout.
I'm most interested in, we were sitting here.
Yeah.
And we talked about the serious nature.
Yes.
Of your new approach, your new lease on life.
Yes, exactly.
How did that go for you this weekend?
Saturday it did not go well. And I believe we have some footage to play, if I'm not mistaken.
Someone was stood up.
It was not me that was stood up. I did the standing up. But do you have footage, Will, that you would like to play? All right, go ahead.
This is day one training with Alex Strouf. He went viral here for not being able to bench 95 pounds. Told me he wanted to get stronger, so I said, we'll meet at the gym at 10 a.m. I'm out the door about 9 to get a little run in, morning run, and then I get this text. He's out. Day one, he's out. His arms are sore somehow, even though he told me he hit legs yesterday. Not a hot start.
Yeah, not great. Great video by you, though.
I just needed to make sure everyone knew that I was going for my morning run, though.
Yes.
Nothing. It was not anything big whatsoever.
He did sneak in a humble brag.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. I put in my note to Caleb Cares. This is for Caleb Williams bullying my friend Alex Strouf. Nice. Yes.
Perfect.
I did mention that. $10 to the Caleb Cares Foundation. What was the last thing you texted me?
Friday night, was it?
Yeah.
Monica's.
What time was
Great
that
bar. A little bit before midnight.
So
I didn't stay real long, but I did text you at 11:32 p.m. I just texted you Monica's because I know that's one of your favorite spots as well.
It is.
Who is Monica?
So the owner of the bar. Actually not. Yes, actually she is.
Oh, you're at a bar.
Yeah. Do you remember on Friday when we talked about, and I said the post-work bevies and things of that nature were going to be a real detriment to your weightlifting newfound interests. No, I realize you were under a lot of pressure. There's 5 million views. A lot of people. I mean, I saw strays. I saw people not even mentioning the video.
Yeah.
I saw people mentioning totally unrelated videos of combine bench presses. Like if you flicked on your Twitter this weekend, you didn't even need to come across the video to see people being critical of you.
That's correct.
So I understand you're under a lot of pressure, but do you think at all your soreness had something to do with being at the bar at 11:32 p.m.?
No, I don't.
That's why you're the best. You said it so confidently.
No, but I don't, Josh. They always say, we actually talked about this, the second day after your first workout is when you're the most sore, a.k.a. Saturday, because my workout was Thursday, right? Like the math's there.
You didn't work out. You tried to bench press.
But, Josh.
It was not a work. You didn't do more than one rep of anything.
That's not true. I did
No, you
more than
didn't
one rep. The bar.
Oh, you did do like 8 push-ups too. I guess that counts.
It's just like there's no way not to connect dehydrating yourself more to not feeling as good on Saturday.
But I didn't really get after it too bad on Friday.
Correct. It doesn't matter.
I mean, it does a little bit.
No. I mean, if you were out of your mind, you would have been in even worse shape. But instead of sleeping, instead of drinking water, waking up early and getting your day started, you had a night.
I did.
So that's why I've decided I've come with another gift. It's 2 days, two days of gifts in a row.
Wow, you gave me for those of you that missed it, you gave me a protein shake on Friday.
Yes, and this one's maybe more important and maybe more helpful. This one, since I've determined now that the workout plan is Plan B, I got you a life alert button. in any time you need, like, maybe you need somebody to carry a gallon of milk up the stairs.
Josh, does this thing work?
Maybe you need somebody to, I don't know, maybe you got some dooskies. You need to get them from the grocery store back to your apartment.
Josh, I can carry my groceries, dude.
You should just keep it handy underneath your sweatshirt. It's no big deal. You won't
Does
even
it
notice.
work?
Hey, honey.
Does this work?
Hey, honey. You can press a button. It's not going to do anything right now. You could say, hey, honey. Your fiance looks at you and says, we should rearrange the living room. Press that button. Someone will come help. Because right now, lifting things, moving things, pushing, pulling, it's not your forte. A year from now, could it be? Sure. Yeah. Well, right now, we had to go to extraordinary measures. We had to get the life alert.
Look at Josh, man. Donating money, helping out his friends.
People say I don't care. Wrong.
Josh cares.
Mm-hmm. 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 So I look forward to seeing you wear that throughout the rest of the day, maybe the week.
How did you get this?
I've got ways to do a lot of things.
Very vague.
It just says push for help. So
it doesn't do anything.
So maybe if someone sees you, they see you walking home from the grocery store collapsed on the sidewalk, they could just press.
Josh, that's never happened.
If somebody sees you underneath the bench press bar with 95 pounds on it, they can first press the button and then help you lift it off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's what friends do.
So, Dr.
Nice
Denver
guy.
Dan, can Strouf curl the life alert 30 times?
I did consider the fact that you might have neck pains if you wear that all day.
You're a jerk. You're a jerk. You're a true jerk.
I give the guy a life alert button and now I'm
Sorry, he was worried for your well-being
what
and
happened
safety.
what happened to our anti-bullying pledge, Josh?
I'm not bullying. I got you help.
You got me a life alert.
Yeah.
I'm not an 87-year-old woman.
No,
Well-
but you can't bench press 95 pounds. And that's a concern for all of us. We're all a little bit worried. Push for help. It says right there.
Oh, that is so funny. It's so rude.
You're welcome.
That's so rude.
A thank you would have been appreciated, but I'll take a that's so rude.
You live with it?
Yeah, for now.
All right. Any other thoughts on the weekend? And here we are on a Monday.
No, I look forward to all of us being able to track your gym sessions. I heard you were there on Sunday.
I was. Went well.
Did you go today?
I'm going to go tonight.
Wow. See, now the way you might be able to best help yourself is if you go to the gym and then stop for a brewski.
Yeah.
I did that yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the proper order.
So you think gym, then brewski?
Yeah. Because we know the brewskis ain't stopping.
You're...
Nor would I expect you to stop them.
Yeah.
We can all indulge, have our little treats. But if you do it first, then you say, hey, I have myself a little treat.
We've got some questions coming in on YouTube. Where can we see the Combine video besides Twitter? You can get the full Combine on my Instagram, at Strouf, Strouf, ESPN, or at ESPN Milwaukee. You can follow me, though, at Strouf ESPN. It's my most recent post
on YouTube at all?
on Instagram.
If we don't, I'll make sure it all.
Well, we played all the videos on the show on Friday, so it's there.
I didn't know if it was under shorts or not. I haven't kept up.
I don't believe so.
We need to rectify that.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. We do need to rectify that. All right, there we go. That's that. So, all right, Will, any other thoughts from the weekend?
Disappointed I got stood up on Saturday. Yeah. I also wasn't going to remind you. I had this plan in place with Josh where I was just going to go and see if you showed up without reminding you. But you did remember, which I guess kudos to you.
I was planning on going.
Yeah.
And well, I woke up on
when
Saturday
did you
morning.
actually decide that you weren't going to go? Was it at 11:32 at Monica's?
No. It was
So
definitely Saturday morning.
You still were insistent on going.
I told the people I was with I was going to the gym in the morning. That's why I left early. I left at like 12.
That's what makes you you. Because Will and I beforehand had anticipated you not going to the gym on Saturday, likely because you went out on Friday.
Had nothing to do with it.
But you were at the bar on Friday
saying I'm going to the gym tomorrow. Yeah. I'm going
That's
to the gym.
actually more believable.
I'm going to the gym at 10 a.m. with my friend Will.
But Friday afternoon, Will and I looked at each other and said, no chance.
So all those people that you were with believe that you went to the gym the next morning.
Yes. And I apologize for lying to them. It was not a lie at the time, though. I fully intended on going to the gym on Saturday, but I woke up. This is a serious story. I'm not kidding. I'm one to exaggerate. We know that about me. But
really?
I am not exaggerating when I say this. I often sleep on my right side, okay? So I rolled on my back. And I tried to, raise my arm to pet my dog, and I couldn't do it. So I went
you might want to wear the life alert in bed.
I went like this.
Yeah.
I just floppied my arm. I rolled my body so hard that my arm came up, and then it kind of came back to me a little bit, but I was so sore.
I just think it's important to reveal the context, and I know we did a little bit earlier. On Thursday, you did, let's say, 10 push-ups. You put up the 45-pound bar a handful of times. You tried 135 twice. Didn't get off your chest. Tried 95 once, got it about halfway up.
Yeah.
And then successfully did 75 pounds. And that caused you to have a limb that was not functioning.
That's correct. Yep, that is correct. Now, I feel great today. I went to the gym yesterday. I did a bunch of arm stuff. It was a push day, as Will calls it.
So me acquiring a life alert button for you does not seem like a far stretch. If that can render your arms useless, what if you get a furniture delivery that you drag into the house? You might have to call into work the next day.
When I moved last year, I was actually pretty good. I was a little sore the next day.
Will, how did that?
I heard you misrepresent me on the air the other day, actually. I do want to bring that up. I think this was on Friday. You mentioned that.
A love sack.
Moving Will's love sack. It wasn't that it was difficult necessarily.
It was a heavy love sack, but I mean, it wasn't it wasn't heavy.
Will,
it was just hard to maneuver.
At any point during the moving, did you say, this might not have been my best pick?
Yes.
Of course you did.
He dropped my TV.
Did I?
Yes.
Whoops.
You dropped your end of it because you said, let's take a break, and I wasn't ready, and you dropped it. And I said, I think it might be broken.
So I don't think I exaggerated all that much. I think I delivered. I heard from a source close to the program that the love sack moving was more challenging than it need to be.
Okay, so the source is Will.
Yes.
No, the love sack was he said, I got this beanbag thing, and I said, okay. And then he called it a love sack, and I said, Will, I'm not touching this.
So then he made me do it by myself.
Yes, but also, what kind of love is happening on that love sack?
It's the brand name.
Yeah. Dirty mind. Get your head out of the gutter.
Well,
come on, get your head in the gym. Get it out of the gutter and into the gym.
Will's already told us about his lack of success.
Yeah.
But my understanding was that love sack was a gift from an ex-lover.
I paid for it though.
But you bought it from your ex-lover?
Yeah, but I paid like similar resale price, so it wasn't really a gift.
Oh, okay. Did you and said ex-lover ever both sit on the love sack?
All right.
All right. Now you're taking us down the road.
Yeah.
His grandma listens. Shout out, Grandma.
Sorry, Grandma.
Jeez.
I didn't know your grandma listened.
What a bad spot to put him in.
Jeez.
Maybe they watched a movie there together.
That's kind of what I was asking.
They left room in between both of them.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the only one that's ever sat on it.
I don't believe that's the truth, so that's why I stopped carrying it.
Would you have helped him move his mattress?
Yeah, but at least there's sheets that cover that.
Well, you can wash. I shouldn't say that because there's no way.
Will doesn't wash his sheets.
after
I do, but not as much as you should.
Okay, you've lived there for how long?
Since like basically August.
So about 6 months.
Yeah.
How many times have you washed your sheets since August?
Like probably 4 times, if I had to guess. Which honestly isn't
That's
that bad.
not horrible.
It's a lot better than what I was doing last year.
For a young man your age, I'm actually impressed it was 4. I was thinking along lines of 2.
Yeah, me too.
It might be closer to 2, but it's definitely
so you're
more.
lying.
Here's my challenge.
It's in between 2 and 4.
Here's my challenge for you, Will. I would love for you to get into an every other week at least.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. I thought this was about making Strouf stronger. What am I getting reformed over here?
This is just life advice. That's all this is. This isn't me. I was you before. I've been there. I'm not even casting aspersions. It is just a reality of your life. And as you get older, you realize one of the most gratifying things in life was on a Sunday or a Saturday, getting the sheets done, climbing in with fresh sheets. Woo-wee. This is a little treat for yourself. A little thing to get excited about. That's all.
Dispersions.
Write that one down.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. I want to get to Cam Achord, the new special teams coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, in just a moment. But just want to remind everybody, if you're just joining us, I was viciously bullied online by Caleb Williams, the quarterback of the Bears, over the weekend. I discovered that Caleb Williams has a foundation called Caleb Cares, which is an anti-bullying foundation. So rather than bullying back the bully, I am being the bigger person and have donated $10 in honor of our favorite quarterback, Jordan Love, to Caleb Cares. Would love if you join me to raise money for what is a good cause, an anti-bullying foundation led by the Bears quarterback. At calebcares.org, you can click donate. You can also click the pledge, which will give you this paper that I printed off for everybody to sign, and join me as we continue our anti-bullying pledge and our anti-bullying movement here on Mr. Irrelevant following the second annual Mr. Irrelevant Combine. So calebcares.org is the website.
The MIA would like an update on your reading.
So Cam Achord is the new special teams coordinator in Green Bay. I think you were right about the reading.
You know you can do both, too. Like, you can have more than one hobby. You can work out, you can read, you can do anything that you want to do. Yes.
Watch sports. I definitely do that.
Yep, we know. Never questioned that.
Everything else, though?
Yeah.
Certainly has been questioned.
There's 2 things I know you're good at.
Yeah.
Watching sports and 12-ounce curls.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
2 of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, mine too, admittedly.
2 of my favorite things to do. All right. Let's get to Cam Achord. So, new special teams coordinator in town announced a classic Friday news dump by the Packers, as they often do, it seems, recently. Cam Achord, coming from the Giants, spent 2 years there as the assistant special teams coordinator. Prior to that was the the special teams coordinator in New England for 4 years. Won a Super Bowl back in 2018 with New England, his first season there. Got promoted in 2022, the special teams coordinator, and Gerard Mayo, when he became the head coach for only 1 year in New England, did not retain Achord. So, Achord now in Green Bay. He replaces Rich Bisaccia, the 65-year-old who stepped down 38 days after the Packers season ended in Chicago. And the Packers had time. It was the last coordinator in the league that needed to be hired, so they took their time and ultimately got to Cam Achord. So he is had one of the best units during his time in New England, has a proven track record. The thing is, I never really thought it mattered who the special teams coordinator was necessarily, because it just feels like regardless of the coach, the Packers special teams unit is doomed. They've been so bad for so long, regardless of who the coordinator is, regardless of the different assets and the different focuses that the Packers put on special teams, whether that's bringing in players that specifically only play special teams. They've tried to make kicker changes. They've struggled. Obviously, Brandon McManus, a big reason as to why the Packers lost in Chicago in that playoff game. The thing that I struggle with is, does the coach actually matter all that much? A fresh perspective is great, and I think that's something we all advocated for this offseason. We didn't want all three coordinators to remain the same. Two of them have changed. Adam Stenavich, the lone coordinator that is back in Green Bay in 2026. But I think the Cam Achord piece of this, Joshy, seems like he has a good track record. Great, has experience. He's young, he's experienced, he has a track record. All of those things are good. But it's still the Packers special teams unit we're talking about, and they just have felt doomed just about our entire lives.
I think the best case for positivity that I have as we sit here in this moment is maybe different just works. And that's not the best case for positivity, but it's in a case I can make, I suppose, is what I'm looking for there. I can say there's at least something there. I don't think the one thing I know for sure is Rich Bisaccia was not good enough.
Yeah.
I know the Packers respected him, thought highly of him, call it whatever you want. I don't think any of that really matters much, especially what they're saying about him being a culture fit or important to the culture. I just don't really buy that whole scenario. When you're not good, people kind of recognize it. I think the biggest change is, does Rich Bisaccia leaving the way he did sort of prove the point that the Packers need to actually spend serious investment there, or need to actually take the position seriously? Because that phase of the game more seriously. They're serious about coverages. Mm-hmm. They aren't serious about returns. The kicking is the kicking. We all know the Packers made it damn sure to let us know you can't blame the coordinator for the kicker being bad. Okay. So then you don't get credit for the punter being great. That's also another portion of this. I do think younger and newer could be good, mm-hmm. but I'm going to let it play out. I also did see that he was extremely good his first year as a coordinator, and then just about the same as Rich Bisaccia.
Seems like we've been on a decline for him since 2020, yes. When he had the number one ranked special teams unit back in 2020 with New England, and it's kind of been downhill since then. But fresh start, fresh perspective, all those things, in my opinion, are good, but we won't really know the results until we're, halfway through the season, when we can really fully evaluate the special teams unit. But it is a new face in town. It's a new coordinator. It's exciting, and it's Cam Achord. Now, Cam Achord. The thing with Cam Achord, though, Joshy, is, have you seen his diet?
You mean his caffeine habit? His
caffeine habit back from 2020 is when this came out, when he did lead the number one special teams unit in the National Football League. 5 to 6 coffees, followed by 3 Pepsis every single day.
6 to 7 coffees, and then 3 Pepsis every single day.
Regardless,
it's an absurd amount of caffeine. There's something about football guys. Dan Campbell has this as well. We've seen other guys talk about the absurd amount of energy drinks they drink. What they can't create in adrenaline from being on the field, they seemingly tried to do via caffeine.
Correct.
So they just juice themselves to the gills. They rev it extremely high. Hey, if he's bringing energy and that's what the special teams need, then maybe that's it.
Yep.
I do worry about long-term issues for the young man. But hey, I'm not his doctor. I'm not the one making those decisions. Now, as somebody, I think all of us here consume caffeine in some form. When you do the too much caffeine thing, that's an uncomfortable feeling.
That can't be good for you.
No.
And that's coming from me, by the way.
Yeah. Like the too much caffeine thing.
I like it.
Your heart starts racing. You get sweaty.
So I
had one of those energy drinks. I haven't had an energy drink in years.
Good for you.
I had like a half of one because that was all that was where I was. And I needed caffeine. I was looking for coffee, didn't have it. And I was like, all right, I'll drink half of these. I'll water it down. I felt like my face was on fire. It was just the mixtures of all those things, that much caffeine is just not good for you.
Are you allergic to caffeine?
No, I'm not. I'm drinking caffeine right now. I have a cup of coffee every morning.
Strouf, as you'll come to find out, it's a common side effect of pre-workout where your
Yes.
face like feels itchy like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I will come to find that out. You're
Yes.
right. That's right.
Baby steps, though. We don't.
Yeah,
you know,
we're not.
I did
we're not there
realize
yet.
I was talking to somebody that isn't a supplement guy.
Not yet. Yeah. Thank you for saying yet.
Yet.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
I can't wait to see you dry scooping.
I got my life alert just in case things go awry.
It's gonna cough up the dry scoop.
Yeah.
Probably.
Do you know what dry scooping is?
That's when you just put it right in your mouth, right?
Yeah, you just take the pre-workout right into the mouth.
Do people do that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Little water.
I've done it before. Straight to the dome.
Captain Matty Ice chimes in. Pre-workout is terrible.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, I don't really.
People swear by it.
That's true.
I'll drink energy drinks though.
I don't like the feeling.
Okay.
If it's a big day, I'll have a white monster.
So anyway, I was reading into Cam Achord and his caffeine habit.
Yes.
And there was a feature written by Boston.com back in 2022 that said he's actually cut back on his caffeine intake. He only drinks 4 or 5 coffees now. They did a full article on this.
When you look it up, though, it's only like 500 milligrams, which isn't crazy.
Well, that depends on the coffee you're getting because a coffee you get at Starbucks is different. And it also depends on the size. Like if you get a standard cup of Joe, it's not that much. Like a blonde roast, even just black at Starbucks, that'll get you going. If you have a couple of those a day, that'll do a number to you. I do wonder what caused the cutback. I have a feeling there was like heart palpitations or something involved.
I would imagine. I would imagine. It just can't be good for you. I was blown away when I read this. Like, you guys always make fun of me for having a dooski, which I've only had one of in 2026, my dad, and it is March, so good on me. But this guy's drinking 3 Pepsis after drinking 7 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
I have a gross question.
Uh-oh.
And I asked Will this, and he did not enjoy it. So I'm going to ask you, what color do you think his urine is? It's got to be so orange.
Well, coffee and soda, I don't feel like affect it that much.
What does?
There are certain drinks that you see that will affect it, and it's probably the dyes. I mean, we've all drank coffee. It's probably a little more brownish yellow tint than we'd like to see.
I should have asked you that question.
I think it'll just be very clear because that's a lot of liquid.
Yeah,
Right, but it's not water.
Like there's water in coffee, though.
it is mainly.
That's true.
Yeah.
water.
That's true. I don't know.
But
I don't think so.
I think the smell is probably more.
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on. CalebCares.org. CalebCares.org. If you're just joining us, we are combating bullying by being the bigger person. We are standing up to bullying with Caleb Williams Anti-Bullying Foundation. Caleb Cares after he bullied me over the weekend. On Twitter, go to CalebCares.org. Donate $10 in honor of Jordan Love to Caleb Cares as we proudly join Caleb Williams' team of superheroes fighting bullying. CalebCares.org is the website. Donate $10. You can write whatever you want. I stand with Strouf, I think is what Josh wrote.
I said this is for Caleb bullying my friend Strouf, and then I tweeted I stand with Strouf.
Got it.
Yes, I wanted to make it clear in the donation that I believe he bullied you.
Okay, got it. Will, how are you handling this as a Bears fan?
I'm gonna send him probably $20. I just want to double you. I'll match, and then I'm gonna say thanks for a great season. Love all that you do. Keep up the great work.
Got it. All right. CalebCares.org. Over at ESPN.com, Bill Barnwell takes a look at different defensive players and tiers them as we approach free agency. We're 1 week out from the legal negotiation period. The negotiation window, I believe it's called, starts next Monday, a week from today. And then a week from Wednesday is when free agency is full-blown open. That is the beginning of the new league year coming up next Wednesday. So free agency is almost here, folks. We're almost out of the dead period where we're only talking about what a special teams coordinator urine looks like. We are starting to see a revelation, though, Joshy. The rest of the world is starting to feel and see and understand the way Packers fans feel about Rashawn Gary. And the good news for all of us, I think, is the Rashawn Gary experiment is coming to a close, we would assume, as there's massive cap savings if you move on from him here in the next week. And especially if you designate him as a post-June 1st cut, but we will see how that all goes down. But I would imagine Rashawn Gary, this is the final week he will be a member of the Green Bay Packers.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Uh-oh.
Just with the way the cap works and the way you are going to... I wouldn't be surprised if this drags out in a similar fashion to Jair Alexander because it is the June 1 designation that is the important part. So if you can get somebody to give you virtually anything for him, you would do it because he is still under contract. It's not like he would be a free agent. So I would envision, especially with the way Brian Gutekunst has spoken about him and how productive he was and the amount of pressures he had, even though the Packers website credits him to less pressures than Brian Gutekunst said aloud. I would think they try and get something for him because a competent pass rusher at that price isn't that expensive.
Well, Bill Barnwell, Joshy, rated Kingsley Enagbare and then a potential cap casualty in Rashawn Gary in the same tier at ESPN.com.
I think Bill is right on.
Potential starters / high-end backups.
Yep.
Is where Rashawn Gary is listed.
Yep.
High-end backups. He is the 15th highest paid edge rusher in the National Football League. And Bill Barnwell, who is a very smart football mind, has him listed as a potential high-end backup this cycle.
That's the one criticism of Brian Gutekunst I don't think it's volleyed his way enough. Was that extension they gave him for the price that it was, because he, at the point of that extension, he didn't have double-digit sacks. He still hasn't had that following that extension. So you can't make the case for they were paying for a guy that was creating high-level production, nor can you say he was making a bet on somebody who was going to eventually get there. He's a guy. He's fine. Like, if you use him, there's probably certain teams that will get a lot out of him, and they use him in even a more refined role and even less snaps on the field. He's not a big snap count guy. Maybe he's better with fewer snap counts. We saw a snap count drop to the lowest point it had ever been. Mm-hmm. But maybe they're like a team like the Broncos. He probably would function decently there. You cycle him in and out, you give him a couple plays, let him get after the pass. He's not going to get there quick. That's never been his game. Quick pressures under 2.5 seconds, not his game.
Not his game.
But the chase down, not his game either. Now, if the tackle doesn't get out of his stance, he will get the stack. I promise you that.
That's such a shot.
He will get there.
If the tackle doesn't get out of his stance.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Strouf might get there too. Never mind.
Self-awareness is the most important human quality.
Yeah,
Will,
the tight end from the other side could probably get there and take you out.
I've been brought back down to earth quite a bit the last 4 days or so. I don't think I'm getting there. But I appreciate the thought nonetheless. You think Kingsley Enagbare is gone?
I probably do, because I think the Packers invested not the highest draft capital, but they did invest draft capital into Lucas Van Ness, into Barron Sorrell, and Colin Oliver. They certainly need more bodies there. That's an important thing, especially at the edge rushing position. You kind of want to throw like 4, 5, 6 guys at it. Is that via the draft? Is that bringing in a veteran, a rotational piece? Potentially, but I don't think you're going to lose games because Enagbare is on a different team, nor do I think, if things work out the way you want them to, that he would be that big of a contributor, which I think is sort of the balance you have to make. I think he's good. I think he's better than his stat show. I mean, he had 2 sacks, not that great. But he did make impactful plays in the run game, but unfortunately, that's not as important as sack.
Oh, and especially down the stretch, it seems like he made a play where he popped just about every game.
When Micah Parsons went down, he stepped up.
Unlike somebody else.
Yes.
No doubt. So we will see. We will see on that. We will see where we go. We are a week away from the legal negotiation period opening, and a week from Wednesday is the beginning of free agency.
Tampering? Is that what you're looking for?
Well, that's not what the NFL calls it. I think that's what the NBA calls it.
Oh, really?
I think it's the negotiation window or something for the NFL.
I saw somebody ask in the chat as well, do you save money cutting Brandon McManus?
A little
Yes,
bit.
you do.
A little bit. No.
2026, if you cut him with a June 1 designation, you save $3.6 million.
Not bad.
Probably worth considering.
Yeah. I don't see that happening as much as I am open to it. I just think it's unlikely. Dude, seriously, how is the new fiance handling watching her Greek god future husband showing off his stuff online? She's loving it. She's enjoyed it. She says, for what it's worth, she's told me this a few times. She says, for what it's worth, you put more working on your wedding bod so far than I have. I said, that's true. I've been to the gym several times. I'm going again tonight.
And people wonder how
Several is 2, not counting the combine.
people wonder how and why you are the way you are. It's because when you go home at night, you got somebody just singing happiness into your ears.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonderful life, might I add.
That's why us here and the MIA need to make sure we keep you in check.
Help I've fallen and I can't get up. I got my new life alert.
Yes.
If you want to bully me, you're allowed to, as long as you donate to CalebCares.org like Josh did. I'm not even going to get mad at him for bullying me today because he donated and he stands with Strouf. CalebCares.org. If you go donate $10 like we're all doing, I think Will is doing $20 because he wants to one-up us. If you go to CalebCares.org, you donate $10, you're allowed to bully me the rest of the show in the MIA. It's as simple as that. CalebCares.org, donate $10, takes 2 seconds. Come back, say, hey, I donated. I'm going to bully you now. That's fine. You can bully me as long as you donate. CalebCares.org. We're going to skip the Sylvie thing today. The Brewers Karma. Unless, Josh, we can riff on it for 90 seconds, but I want to get to Giannis because that's the big news before we get to what we missed. Well, the L flag equals karma. Is that... You know, the Brewers brought out the L flag after they beat the Cubs. Marc Silverman, Sylvie from ESPN Chicago, said it's karma after DePaul swept Marquette last night. Obviously, the Bears ended the Packers' season. Karma is a B word, is what Marc Silverman says on Twitter.
It's a desperate attempt to make the rivalry between Wisconsin sports and Illinois sports great again. They do this without any irony of the cheese grater, which has become a thing there. Not only their quarterback wore, but did on the broadcast, which I wasn't offended by whatsoever. You guys won. You get to do as you so choose. Mm-hmm. But that L flag really struck people in a nerve. And I didn't realize. I realized in the immediate aftermath, I didn't realize it was still a thing people were thinking about now when DePaul sweeps Marquette in the season series. Mm-hmm. Now, also on top of that, the Wisconsin Badgers have beaten Illinois teams just across the board throughout the course of the football season and basketball season.
That's a good point, by the way, yeah.
So we ignored those. We counted the Dodgers sweeping the Brewers as part
of an Illinois win somehow, yes.
And then the Bears winning the division. And everyone says, well, you guys talked crap for how long? And the I own you thing is also another thing that really bothers Chicago sports fans.
It's true.
Aaron Rodgers did that after 12 years of beating your block.
We should do a power ranking of things Bears/Cubs fans get irritated by very easily.
That L flag, I don't know. It's like a civic pride type thing over the W flag.
I know. It's crazy. The reaction to that was bonkers.
I mean, Ben Johnson said F the Packers, said he doesn't like Matt LaFleur, did the blow-by handshake, all of that. And the L flag and I own you have caused just meltdown city.
It's a great point by you.
I don't understand it. I also don't think neither of the people who were mentioned in that tweet, Sylvie or Cap, are huge DePaul guys. I think
Sylvie is.
I think Sylvie is.
Sylvie tweets goes to a lot of. I think he's a season ticket holder. He goes to a lot of games.
He's having a beef with me that I didn't know was a beef. I didn't know I needed to be tracking Marquette and DePaul for him to be flying. No. We won this beef.
No. Well said. All right, that's Joshy's minute on curses and karma.
Let's see what happens next year in the NFL season.
I agree.
If the Bears sweep the Packers, then I'm talking, maybe he had a point. Right now, give me a break.
Yep. All right. Let's get to Giannis and the Bucks. Hold on. I just received a note that the Dan Le Batard show roasted me today.
No. No.
You're joking.
I did just get a note. Yeah.
I'll go look for it.
All right. Do what you can.
How did you receive that?
Somebody tweeted me, and they are yelling at me.
No.
Well, the Dan Le Batard show called your weak ass out today by showing your bench press. So congrats, Alex, on never doing a push-up in your life. Time to get your scrawny ass with Chewy and shock the world next combine season. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are too. CalebCares.org, anti-bullying, CalebCares.org. Giannis, likely to return tonight against the Boston Celtics after missing the last 5 weeks with another quad injury. The Bucks lose in embarrassing fashion yesterday. They allow a 27-0 run against the Chicago Bulls, who had lost 11 in a row heading into that game yesterday. But Giannis set to return tonight for the first time in over a month. I'm puzzled by what the Bucks are doing. And this is something you and I have talked about a lot, Joshy, is I don't know what's right versus wrong for Milwaukee, because I think the end game, if you're John Horst or if you're Doc Rivers or if you're anybody in the Bucks front office, the end game has to be, how do we convince Giannis to stay?
Right.
How do we get Giannis to sign the Supermax come October 1st? How do we get there? And allowing him to play is likely what Giannis wants. Giannis wants to play. Giannis likes basketball. And he's witnessed that this team actually has been able to win with him sidelined the last couple of weeks. So is allowing Giannis to come back, full go, play, starting today, the right move for his long-term future in Milwaukee? Probably. But is that the best option for the Bucks? Short-term future. When it comes to lottery picks, when it comes to draft positioning, when it comes to different things that they need to look at this offseason and try to utilize any of the assets they have to continue to convince Giannis to stay, is letting him play the right option in that capacity. That's what I struggle with. Because you're still on the outside looking in of the play-in, but you're not that far out. And if Giannis can come back and be Giannis, he can be healthy, he can be one of the best players in the world, quickly the Bucks are going to be in the play-in. And then you never know what happens in the play-in tournament. You win a couple of games and boom, you're a playoff team. Bye-bye lottery pick. John Horst has never had a lottery pick as the general manager of the Bucks. The last lottery pick the Bucks had as a franchise was Thon Maker. So could that be something that helps sway Giannis in a draft that's viewed as relatively deep? Maybe. But he just wants to win. So him playing now is probably the best option for Milwaukee, but you kind of just hope they don't win that much. And I think that's where you're operating if you're the Milwaukee Bucks right now. And that's a weird place to live.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the plan is hopefully we can get into the play-in, make some noise, and then we can do enough to convince Giannis that foregoing the money of the Supermax is going to be enough to keep him here and make him believe that they can eventually win in the future. To me, it feels a lot like what the Bucks are going to do is let Giannis play. He's going to get them into the play-in. They're going to fall out of the lottery, and then he's going to refuse the Supermax because he's going to look around and say, what assets do we have? How can this team get better? What are you going to sell me on? And it's all going to be for naught. And that, to me, is the biggest concern and probably the thing I least want to happen. But I don't know how you tell that man to, hey, nope, you're not going to do it. You're not going to allow you to play. I do think there is reason to believe that he's not out of the woods, because this is the second time this injury has popped up, and it's a scary injury because everyone starts thinking then about
the A word.
Yes, and if that happens, the Bucks, if Giannis re-injures himself, even if they say he's fully back and cleared and healthy, if he injures himself this offseason, the Milwaukee Bucks will have done wrong by Giannis, by themselves, and by the fan base. Mm-hmm. It will be a full-fledged disaster. You can count him as gone. It's done then. And now you're picking up the pieces with no assets in return. And that is a scary, scary place for a team to be in.
Well said. Yeah, well said. We will see. You'll see. Any luck back there, Will? No luck?
I don't know where they, do they stream? I don't know where to find it.
They do stream on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube? Okay. Give me a second.
Very famously.
Is that famous?
Yes. I mean, they got 14.
Must be an older generation thing. I've never heard of it.
14,000 views on today's episode.
Wow. Good for me. Glad I could provide.
I've been, if you haven't noticed, I've become a pretty good multitasker.
Yes.
I've been scrubbing this, and I haven't seen your video, so I wonder if it was on one of their, because they do like a main show, and then they also do like a 2 hours before they have separate programs. They're both all on YouTube, I might mention. So you might not have made the main feed, which I think would be, I don't know, is that a win or a loss?
I guess I honestly don't know.
It's definitely a loss.
Yeah.
At this
Because
point, you
at
might
this
as well.
point, you just want everyone to see it, right? That just has to be the.
I mean, look, the win of all wins was Caleb Williams saying it. And
Yep.
For him to bully me the way he did was ultimately what cheered me up. Because I'll be honest with you, last week was rough.
Mm-hmm.
I was down in the dumps on Friday. And then I got the note that Caleb Williams saw it. And I said, okay, I'm a little bit better now. I'm back. I've been a couple days off. I haven't been on the internet a whole lot this weekend.
Can't imagine why.
Probably a wise choice by me. But yeah, I felt really good today. So I'm good. Yeah, if you want to watch it, if you want to make fun of me, go for it. But you got to donate. CalebCares.org. You're going to make fun of me in the MIA. But yeah, I guess that's probably the idea now is just get it in front of as many people as possible. I guess. All right. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's get to what we missed, what we learned. I know Will had a word, but we do want to talk about this. So the leading scorer for USC, Chad Baker-Mazara, was dismissed from the program yesterday. And this came after Saturday's game where he left the game and then sat on the bench. Or excuse me, courtside. He did not sit on the bench. He sat away from the bench. He sat courtside at the game, just like next to some fans, which was rather strange when they lost to Nebraska on Saturday at USC. It was a home game for USC. And Baker-Mazara just let go from the program. After Saturday's game, Eric Musselman asked about Baker-Mazara's potential injury and future status. Quote, he said he couldn't go, Musselman said, adding that he had not spoken to an athletic trainer about the player's health. Asked whether it was customary for Baker-Mazara to be sitting next to fans, Musselman said it was because of a shortage of chairs on the bench. Baker-Mazara, a 26-year-old graduate student, dismissed from the program, and now Will, if you're watching on YouTube, is showing you that Baker-Mazara is literally just in the stands. He's like in the second row. It's so bizarre.
He's like comedically clapping. Like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I wonder who he was sitting next to. Like, I assume he knows that person.
Like, watch him clap right here when he sits down. He's like fake cheering on the team.
Why didn't he have a seat?
Shortage of chairs.
Would
no?
think the best player would get a seat.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Isn't the pecking order typically, as somebody who's watched a lot of basketball games, when the important guy comes off, the least important guy moves?
Yeah, so Baker-Mazara started his college career 2020-21 back at Duquesne, and he transferred to San Diego State University. Then he spent 2 years at Auburn and this year at USC. Crazy. Will, you enjoyed this story.
I just saw it and thought it was a hilarious visual.
Just the bizarro world of it?
Yeah, just a diva in the world of college sports. You know, it's a business now, and it's how old did you say he is?
26. He's younger than me.
Put a 26-year-old in there who probably should have gone to the NBA last year. I think Bruce Pearl today said he would have been like a top 20 player in the draft last year, and now he's just like this big falling out. I don't even know if any team will take a chance on him now.
I think he's out of opportunities now, probably. I doubt he's going to the league.
No chance. Maybe. There's so many leagues now.
Well, I was referring to specifically the league.
Wait, you think this is going to mean he's not?
No. I said I don't think he's good enough for it.
Oh,
like, I don't think he was going to the league anyway. He's only averaging 11 points a game.
Does his dad play?
Huh?
Does his dad play?
Yeah, famously USC basketball players whose dads are NBA stars often get drafted.
Remember?
There's only one
little thing
example
that
of this
happens.
in human history, so you should be able to remember it.
You're referring to Bronny James?
Yes.
That'd be the one. That's the guy.
Let's go.
Got it.
Thank you for your hard work.
You're welcome. Baker Bizzarro was chosen first overall in the 2026 Baloncesto Superior Nacional by the Gente de Carolina. Where is this? Puerto Rico. He's the number 1 overall pick. So he's going to go to A-League probably then. There you go. Well, good call.
I said a league, yeah. There's a lot of them.
There's so many leagues.
G-League.
What'd you learn today?
I haven't really had time to think about this one. Dispersions?
Nope.
What?
It's called casting aspersions.
Oh. I thought you said dispersions.
I know, and I let you say it again and embarrass yourself.
You definitely said dispersions.
Nope.
I'm going to go back and look at the tape. What is it? Act of...
Excuse me?
What did you say?
I said casting aspersions.
Casting. You know what casting is? Okay. So there's some context for you.
Our guy's going through it right now.
Damaging, derogatory, or false remarks aimed at attacking someone's character, reputation, or motives.
Yep.
So use it in a sentence.
Josh handing Strouf life alert was him casting an aspersion that he cannot take care of himself.
Maybe. He was more so going for, I believe.
Well, you don't know that.
Caleb Williams was casting aspersions at me.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to use it in the exact same.
Yeah.
Which is why we're taking the high
Same
road.
reference.
Which is why we're taking the high road, and we are donating.
cares.
CalebCares.org, anti-bullying foundation. After Caleb Williams viciously attacked me and bullied me over the weekend, we are taking the high road and donating to Caleb Williams. Ironically, having a anti-bullying organization and foundation, CalebCares.org. Again, that website, Joshy.
CalebCares.org.
And you stand with Strouf, and that's all you can write.
That's all it needs to be said right now. Just let them know.
Can you go look at like the recent donations to see if anyone else has donated to stand
I don't
with
think
Strouf?
they have.
They are not public. I'm sure other people have donated because the MIA is made up of really good human beings.
I don't know. You said you asked them to confirm in the chat, and I don't think anyone has. Maybe no one stands with you.
I expect more out of the MIA, especially with the way I've been viciously bullied in my own show.
Josh, how does it feel to be the one guy that stands with Strouf?
You donated, didn't you?
Not yet. And I'm not doing it because I stand with you.
Why are you doing it?
Because I love my quarterback.
That's great.
Find that interesting. Find that a fine line he's trying to cut there, the young man.
He's not going to do it, is he?
I think he will.
I told Strouf I'd do it when my tax return hits.
You don't have $10 laying around?
I mean, I do, but come on. I'm trying to be smart here.
Yeah, come on.
It's tax season.
It is tax season. I got my tax return like a month ago.
Cool.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Really neat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that will do it for us today. We're back with you Wednesday at 12:30, a week out from free agency opening in the National Football League. We will continue to rack up those donations. CalebCares.org if you want to donate $10 in honor of our favorite quarterback, Jordan Love, and stand up to the bully by donating to a good cause, the Anti-Bullying Foundation, CalebCares.org. We will talk to you Wednesday beginning at 12:30 Central, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and, of course, the podcast available wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and, of course, the ESPN Wisconsin app. You can put us right at the top of the page, and you'll get an alert every time a new episode is posted, including my new bi-weekly podcast through the end of the NCAA tournament in the Mr. Relevant feed with Ben Brust. March Mode. Benny Brust going to give us all the bucket talk, hoops talk you can imagine as we approach the NCAA tournament. First episode was posted this morning, so that's already available in the Mr. Relevant feed. March Mode with Ben Brust.
If you only got one listener, it was me.
You listened?
It did.
What'd you think?
I think you guys got some work to do. No, I thought it was good. It's more information than I have in my brain right now regarding college basketball. So
Sure.
It's time to get in March mode, start really locking in. Because, I mean, you're watching games throughout the season, but you're watching your team the most.
It's time to get in what mode?
March mode.
Yeah, it's the name of the show. Available on YouTube as well, ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee. If you want to get some Badgers hoops talk going with Benny Brust, a March legend. It's March mode. All right, that will do it for us today. We'll talk to you on Wednesday. Peace.